so excited to see her favorite daughter, and I'm so excited to see my favorite mother in the whole wide world. We just checked into the hotel.
Okay, exit only, so we can't come in that door.
Okay. Don't ask how our experience was at first. But we're in a new room, so that's great. And now we are headed to dinner. I think, well, we didn't park over there, so it doesn't matter.
No, I was just saying that we could park over there. Ooh, the heat coming out of there.
Okay, anyway, like I was saying, we're headed to dinner. We're going to my favorite, Cooper's Hawk. I'm so sad that there's not a Cooper's Hawk in, where do I live? Dallas. Because I love Cooper's Hawk, specifically that braised short rib risotto. I'd give a kidney for that. But they also have wine tasting, so we're gonna do that as well. And then maybe we're gonna come and hang out by the pool. Because y'all know I've been wanting to have a pool day on my summer bingo card. But I don't know, because it's kids and a family out there right now. And after my flight with all them kids. Anyway, we're headed to dinner now. And yeah, so I'll pick you guys up later. Hey y'all, so we just went on a Dollar Tree run. I don't even know what to call it, but no, this is a Dollar Tree haul, but we didn't go on a Dollar Tree haul. Well, we went to a bunch of different Dollar Trees on the street that we're staying on. So let me show you, y'all. I'm so excited. Okay, at one of the Dollar Trees, I got this brow lamination because I think I broke mine, the one that I have at home. I've been looking for this tea tree face wash everywhere, so I was able to find that. I've been looking for this everywhere in Dallas. I think they are discontinuing this, so I was so happy that I was able to find the snow mason. And then I also just needed face cream because yeah, basically I just bought a lot of this stuff to keep here at home. Okay, y'all, at one of the Dollar Trees, I literally hit the jackpot. I cannot find this hydrating night lip mask at any Dollar Tree in Texas. I mean, any one that I've gone to. So unfortunately, Unfortunately, I did get 6. But I left one for whoever needed it. But I got 6 of them. And I got me some face wipes because I needed that. And this Dove cream, but that's not important. Y'all know what I also found? These wipes. I haven't been able to find these disposable towels anywhere. So I got 3 of these. My luggage back home is just gonna be full of Dollar Tree. Okay, then lastly, I had to get one of these because the ones in back home, they only have the new ones. So I like this OG one. I also had to get my face wash. I had to get this night cream. I had to get my toner. And I couldn't bring this stuff because it's too big. Like, this is 4 fluid ounces. And I'm pretty sure, is it 3 fluid ounces you can travel with? I don't know, child, but yeah, I think that's all I got. Oh, and I got this. So yes, that was very successful. And I'm very excited about all my stuff. I made my mom get some stuff too. So hopefully she likes it. But yeah, we've had a good night. We had a good dinner. About to get in a shower. Get in a bed, eat some of our desserts, and I'll probably start another book. As y'all saw, I finished my book on the plane. So yeah, I'm probably gonna start my next one. So I think that makes 12 books for the month of June. At some point in this video, we're gonna do a book haul and like all the books I've read so far this month. But yeah, all right, I will talk to you guys later. Hey y'all, happy Wednesday. I feel like this car is so loud right here. But anyway, hey y'all, happy Wednesday. It is 11:35. So far today we have gotten up. We came to Starbucks. I got the grande iced vanilla protein cold foam shaken espresso. It's pretty good. And then we just went and got pedicures. Y'all, my feet, they been crazy. This pedicure I just got, I think, the best pedicure of my life. I'm so excited about that. So yeah, so we got a pedicure and now we are headed to do some shopping. I think we're gonna go to Old Navy, and I feel like there was somewhere else we're supposed to go, but yeah, for sure Old Navy. And then we're probably gonna be getting back on the road and going home. We spent the night in the city that I flew into. So yeah, we stayed at the hotel. It was very nice. I stayed up literally until like 2 a.m. watching this show on Netflix. I forgot what it's called, but it's based off of a book. It was so good. It was about a boy, a man who was accused of murdering his son. I can't remember what it's called, but if I find it, oh, I Will Find You by Harlan Coben. It was so good. I stayed up all night watching it. Y'all should watch it if you haven't already. I'm probably late because I do not even watch, I don't watch TV anymore because I've been reading all my books. But Mom, how was your pedicure?
Oh, absolutely amazing. I'll be back.
It was so good. It was so good. So yeah, now we're gonna head to Old Navy probably. So I will bring you guys along with me. Yeah. Good morning, friends. Happy, what's today? Thursday. It is July 2nd. It's 7:30. Wait, No, it's 8:30 here. And I am clocked into my first shift of the day. Um, Today's thankfully the only day that I have to work. Well, no, it's not. That's a lie. This is the only day that I have to work my main job while I'm here because we have tomorrow off for the holiday. But right now I'm clocked into my internship. It's technically an internship. I'm not using it for an internship credit, so I just call it my second job. Um, but yeah, so I'm clocked into that. Me, my brother, my mom, and I went for a walk this morning, so that was nice to get some steps in since I haven't been able to take a Pilates class since I've been here. So it was nice to walk this morning. Yesterday, after we got back home, I just showered, changed, and then went to dinner with my dad and my brother because my dad's birthday is the 3rd of July and he is always on somebody playing for his birthday. So yeah, we took him out to dinner last night, so that was good. And yeah, so getting ready, or I'm not getting ready, I'm on work right now. And then my main job, I'll clock into that in an hour. So yeah, it's just gonna be a work day. I'll probably sit here and work until about noon, and then I will probably find me a coffee shop or something like that to head to once my mom heads out because she's also going on a trip for the next few days. So spent the front half of my trip with them, and then I'll spend the back half of my trip with my brother some more and my grandmother and my mom's side of the family for the holiday. So I'm excited about that. I haven't seen them in a while. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I will probably come back on here today and give you guys a recap of what I read because I've been wanting to do that in the month of June. But I will do that once I've showered and I look like something. So I'll be back. Hey y'all, so it is much later in the day. It is 5:41 to be exact, and I am finally getting out of the house. Today drained me. Like I had to actually, I earned every dollar I made today. You know, it just be days like that where it's like, oh my gosh, all my life I had to fight. That walk this morning didn't help either. I want to talk to you guys about the books I've been reading, and I also want to run to a few bookstores. So that's what we're gonna do this evening. Yeah, but before we do, I need some energy. So there's a new Seven Brew here, and you know what's so funny? I drive past Seven Brews in Texas all the time, and I never go. But just because there's a new one here, I'm gonna go. Okay, we're gonna try this banana bread blondie situation and see if it's good, and then we're gonna chit chat. But I don't want to be dry while I'm chit chatting with you all, so that's why I need some energy. I'm just so tired of people needing something from me. People are asking me for stuff. I don't have it. I don't have it. I don't have it. I don't have it. Oh my God. First of all, I didn't know that the Seven Brew wasn't actually open yet. So they were doing something today, like a community, I don't know. But I ended up getting there at like 5:50 and it was over at 6, so all they had was lemonade. So I got a lemonade for my brother and I, which is fine, but it's not what I wanted. But tomorrow they're doing free drinks of your choice. So we're gonna go back tomorrow and get that. But I wanted to hurry up and come on here, since I've literally been talking about it in every clip, and talk to you guys about the books that I read. So let's start with the books that I DNF'd, because I have no problem shutting a book and being like, Like, I know some people struggle with that and try to force themselves to read a book. I'm not forcing myself to do anything, actually. So let's talk about what I DNF'd. Let's see. The first book that I DNF'd was Sweet Heat. And I know that this is the second book, because I think the first one is like Honey and Spice or something like that. But I just did not enjoy the writing style at all. I couldn't even get past, I don't think I went past like the first few pages of this book. Like, I kept putting it down, coming back to it, putting it down. I did get it on Libby, and so I saw that my like days were dwindling, and so I was trying to force myself to read it, and I was like, I just can't do it. I do not like when writers are overly descriptive. Like, I know people are like, show don't tell, like you just don't tell, but I think I'm the opposite. I just tell me, like, I don't need super descriptive sentences, especially if it's going to make a book 400 pages that could have been 200 pages and good. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't need you to drag it out. So yeah, it just fell all over the place, and yeah, I didn't make it past the first few pages of that. So that's the first book I DNF'd. And the second book I DNF'd was Murder Takes a Vacation. Now, I read much more of this book. I think I almost got like halfway in this book. So I said I got to 33%. I said I really wanted to like this book, but I just couldn't deal with the decisions made by the main character. She was this older lady who found a lottery ticket and ended up cashing it in for millions of dollars, and decided to take herself on a vacation. But along the way, she just kept making like what felt like the dumbest decisions. And then she was apparently a private investigator, but didn't make any decisions that a private investigator I would hire would make. It was like she was just so ditzy. And then the author talked a lot about her being plus size, but that was like the only thing that she talked about. And so yeah, it was just pretty annoying, and she allowed men to just tell her anything, and she just believed them and would go with these strangers, and she's an old lady. So yeah, I didn't like that. I said I tried to push through to get to the mystery part, but when she runs into the second strange man and allows him to do whatever he wants, I had to check out. So that's the second book I DNF'd. And then the third and final book that I DNF'd this past month was Legendborn, and I heard really good things about Legendborn. I'm not like a fantasy person. Well, let me not say that I'm not. Fantasy is not like my go-to. But I really wanted to like this because the female main character is a Black girl. So I really wanted to like it, which is what I said. I said I really, really, really wanted to like this book. However, I thought that the main character was annoying. I'm realizing I don't like when characters are annoying. I don't like it. And I don't even know what annoyed me about this girl. I do. I feel like she was just so entitled. She made decisions. Like, she almost got her and her best friend expelled from this program. Like, it just seemed like she was just only in her head, and she couldn't think about other people or like the consequences. Now, she was grieving, so I will give her that. She did lose her mom, and she was young, 17. So I'll give her that. I don't think that this is a book that I will like never pick up again, but I think because I was just such in a rhythm of reading in June, like just going through so many books, and just like I just really wanted to love the books that I was reading because I was on such a reading high. So I think I just didn't love it, and so I just couldn't force myself to do it. And then I also just found myself like struggling. I got to 18%, but again, I think because I have just been enjoying such fast-paced books, I was struggling a bit to like get into the world building of it all. And it felt like, now this one I will say it didn't feel like the author took enough time to explain. I know in that other one I said you don't need to explain so much, but I do feel like when it's fantasy and world building, like just giving me a bunch of terms does not help me understand what these terms mean, who these people are in this world that you're building. So yeah, I said I may come back to this in the future, but for now I'm moving on. So those are all of the books that I DNF'd in June. So let's get into the books that I read in June. The first book I read in June, and I finished this book on June 3rd, was By the Book by Jasmine Guillory. I don't know. And I rated this a 4.25. I really like this book. I believe that it's built, or I believe that it is, sorry, these people are distracting me. I believe that so this one is loosely based on The Beauty and the Beast, so it's a modern day retelling of that, and so I just really enjoyed it. I love books where like the female main character works in like publishing or writing or something like that, so I really love that. I would definitely recommend it. I also I would say that this is probably classified as like I don't know if this is like an enemies to lovers, but they definitely did not get along in the beginning and had quite a few hiccups along the way, but I really liked them for each other. The next book I read was When 40 Blooms by Jacinta Howard, and I really liked this book as well. I gave it a 4-star. Also, I feel like my ratings are probably going to get lower as I continue reading, but again, I was just on a reading high. So yeah, I gave this book 4 stars, and this was about a woman who was divorced and turning 40 and allowed her best friend to take her on a trip, and her ex-husband ended up being there. They ended up hooking up, and it just basically tells the story of them like maturing and getting to a place where they can be together again, and I love that so much. It was such a good story, and I think really just I really love to see the man fight for like what he wants, but also just like seeing like the boundaries that he has to put in place for her to get her stuff together, and I love that as well, because I think a lot of times women are able to just do whatever they want, and that's the story that's told, and it's like always the man that's the bad guy. But in this one, the woman was the one who needed to get her stuff together, so I appreciated that. The next, and I read that book on June 9th. The next book I read was Curvy Girl Summer by Danielle Allen. I rated this a 3.75. I don't think I'm gonna read the other 2 books in the series, which is I think Plus Size Player and Curvy Girl Blitz or something like that. I didn't dislike the book. I don't know. I thought this was a really good story. I appreciated the banter between the main characters. I did feel like the book dragged just a bit and found myself itching for it to turn the corner. Not a huge fan of books opening with explicit scenes. Yeah, because the first page, she having sex, and I'm like, I don't like that. I don't even know these people yet, and you just drop me off here. I don't like that, especially because I'm somebody who I love romance books, and I flip past the sex parts because as a single woman I'm trying to keep it holy, you know, and so I just can't tempt myself like that. So I do have to, so the fact that I just open the book and it's just right there, you know what I'm saying, is a little frustrating, because if I have time to know it's coming, I can like brace myself to like, okay, I need to start flipping past this. But yeah, didn't like that. I said overall it was a good read, but didn't necessarily excite me enough to read the other books in the series, which was what I was saying. So like I said, I read that on June 11th. Then I got tired of all that romance, and so I went over to the mystery thriller, and I read The Perfect Marriage by Geneva Rose. I thought this was a good book. I rated it 3.75 stars. I think, I'm trying to remember. I think I was surprised at who ended up committing the murder. But I think the only thing that I didn't like is that like the revelation of who it was was like in the last few pages, and then it was just over. You know what I'm saying? Like, there was no fallout. Like, I don't know. So I wasn't a huge fan of the ending, but I did like the book and the twists and turns and like all the things that the author tried to do to throw you off track. I did like that. The next book I read was The Summer Girlfriend. I read that on June 19th. I gave this a 4.5 stars. It was by Christina Forrest, who I love. I love her series. I think it's The Neighbor Favor, The Partner Plot, and I can't remember the other one. I really, really love this series. This book was definitely more spicy than those other 3 books, which was very surprising to me. But I said this book made me smile, laugh, squeal, hold my breath, and cry. I love Christina's storytelling. Read this book in one sitting. Yeah, it was so good. It was so good, and it just made me really want like just a summer fling, something for the summer. It was so good, and I just love I don't know. I think I really like fake romance books for some reason, because the one I'm reading now is like a fake romance, but obviously they end up falling in love, and I just love it. So I'm so giddy about it. Okay, the next book I read on June 21st, and that was Only for the Week by Natasha Bishop. I loved this book. I loved this book. It is one thing I love about a man who is a protector and don't let people play about you. When I say if this man existed in real life, I never fought over a man before, but good God, yeah, 10 out of 10. He was a perfect man, and he was the reminder that men aren't perfect. I'm not perfect. And so I was like, after I read it, I had to bring myself down to reality. Okay, moving along, because this clip is getting long. The next book I read on June 24th was The Satisfaction Cafe by Kathy Wang. I did like this book, but I rated it 3.25 stars because I felt like it's called The Satisfaction Cafe, but it takes so long to get to the cafe part. And then it's just, I feel like it was disappointing, honestly. But I did like the story. I liked the story. But what I thought it was is not what it was. And so I just felt kind of thrown off, like continuing to read, waiting to get to the actual story part. But I would recommend it. The next book I finished was actually an audiobook, and I had been listening to this book since like September of 2025, but I would only listen to it on my walks. But it's Yinka, Where Is Your Husband? I rated this a 4.25. I liked this book. This was another one where like Yinka, the female main character, was starting to get on my nerves, but what I really appreciated about the end of the book is that it was less about her finding a husband, less about her getting married, and more about her character development and the woman that she became at the end of it. And so I just really enjoyed that ending, and that it wasn't like all of this happened for a man, but all of this happened for her to become a better version of herself, and I really loved that. The next book I read was another mystery thriller, which was She Didn't See It Coming by Sherry Lapina. I rated this a 4.5 stars. I really enjoyed this book. Definitely surprised at who the murderer ended up being, and yeah, I just really liked the story. I thought it was an interesting story. It's about a woman who ends up missing, and she's married and has a daughter, and just it goes through this whole thing. And I just really liked how we got the point of view of so many different characters who were involved, and I just felt like it really kept me, intrigued. The next book I read was a young adult romance, and it is Excuse Me While I Ugly Cry by Joya Goffney. I did not review this book, but I liked it. I read it because I wanted to read another book by her, and so I wanted to read that book first. It was good, and I would recommend it, but it was definitely like a young adult book. It was good. But yeah, I don't really have any thoughts about it. It was good. And then the last book I read in June, on June 29th, was Confessions of an Alleged Good Girl. And I rated this 3.75 stars. And it's about a PK. She is 17, I think, getting ready to, I don't know, I think she's 17 getting ready to turn 18, and she's in a relationship with a young man who is pressuring her to have sex, and she ends up realizing that she has, what's the word, vaginism, I don't know, it's like painful, what's the word, it's like insertion, so she can't have sex, basically can't use tampons, anything like that. So it's about her like trying to fix herself in order to save her relationship because the guy ends up breaking up with her. But it's about so much more than that, and I just really enjoyed that as well. I think what I enjoyed about it the most is that she doesn't end up having sex in the book, and as someone who does believe in like abstaining until marriage but hasn't, I just appreciate that she didn't end up having sex. And again, like I said on one of the other books, that the book was more about her development and coming to understand that, like, having to question herself, like, am I really doing all of this for myself, or am I doing it because I just want to keep this man who is pressuring me to have sex anyway? And just the family dynamics and all of that, I just really enjoyed that book. So, woo! That was a lot, but that was a lot of reading as well. So, yeah. Let me tell you what I'm reading now, and then we'll go into this bookstore. I forgot to tell y'all, I got a Kindle Paperwhite during the Amazon Prime sale. I was trying to hold off, but I'm like, this is the time to get it, right, while it's on sale. Anyway, so let me tell you what I'm reading right now. I'm currently reading The Paradise Problem by Christina Lauren. That is a romance book. On my shelf right now on Libby is The First Gentleman by James Patterson, The Boyfriend Project by Farrah Roshan, How to Kill a Guy in 10 Dates by Shaylee Thompson, and The Perfect Divorce by Geneva Rhodes. So those are the books I'm reading, and then I have a ton of books that are on, I have 17 books on hold right now, and 2 that I ended up like suspending so that other people could go ahead of me, because I need to catch up on these books. But yeah, so I'm excited about my upcoming reads, and the best way for me to like discover new books right now has just been like TikTok, and then also just walking around the bookstore and seeing what they have out on display. So yeah, unless I see a book that's like severely discounted, I'm probably not gonna buy a physical book, but I just want to see what they have, so that I can get it on Libby. So let's make our way into the store. I probably would have, even though I said I wasn't buying a book, I would have bought a book if they would have spoke to me. So now I'm gonna see if there are any other independent bookstores around here. And then if not, I'll probably just make a quick trip to Barnes and Noble real quick and see what they have. and I just came to get some free coffee from 7 Brew. So I got the iced banana blondie with cold foam and caramel drizzle. So I'm getting ready to try this. The cold foam has melted by now because I was also hungry. My face is dry is what I was gonna say. I had to come give me a breakfast sandwich from Big B. And I'm gonna try this, but it looks a little light, so I did get a couple of shots of espresso from Big B as well. So we're gonna try this first because I have a feeling it's gonna be like super sweet, because that's what I've heard about 7 Brew. And I know you can like adjust the sweetness and stuff. I heard their drinks are pretty sweet, so let's see. Yeah, it is very sweet. I'm not getting a lot of the banana. Like there's hints of it in there, but not a lot. So I'm gonna add, I got 2 shots, and one of them was free because they do free shots on Fridays. So we're gonna do that. That's much better. Much, much better. All right. So I did, what is the weather? The car says it's 77 right now. I don't know if that's true. Let me look at my phone. Yeah, my phone says it's 79. So I'm about to, I tried to park a little bit in the shade because I'm just gonna sit here, eat my breakfast, and of course read my book. I did finish The Paradise Problem last night. So good. Really enjoyed that book. I really loved the ending and just how everything ended up working out. So now I am reading, it's a James Patterson book. I think it's called The First Gentleman or something. Yeah, it's called The First Gentleman. So I'm gonna read that, eat my food, and then I'll come back and talk to you guys once I figure out what I'm doing for the day. To be back home and just to get into a rhythm and, you know, get back into whatever. It's so interesting because when I was in Michigan, I kept saying like, yeah, back home, talking about Dallas. And so it's just so interesting that I think when I'm here, like when I'm in Dallas, I refer to Michigan as home. But when I'm at home or in Michigan, I refer to Dallas as home. And I think it's just home. I think I'm starting to realize that home doesn't have to just be one place. And that home really is where the heart is, you know? Because I think there are just different reasons why I would call each one home, you know? And so, yeah, I just found that really interesting. That's like when I'm talking about my family or just things that I'm fond of, I notice that I'm referring to Michigan. Y'all, I got bit up, but I'm referring to Michigan as home. But when I talk about like I don't know, just like freedom and the life that I'm building and the things that I'm enjoying. Like, it's easy to call Dallas home too, and I think that that's um, yeah, just a part of this whole summer and finding joy where I am and all the things. So, yeah, I'm excited about that. I kind of left y'all hanging a little bit. I don't even know where I last picked y'all up at, but um, yeah, on the third, what did my brother and me and my brother just really was like this weekend. So on the third, we hung out. We went walking. We tried to go to this Jamaican spot, but the line was long, so we went and got tacos. And then I think that was it. I think that's all we did on the third. And then on the fourth, I got up. I went to the farmers market. I went to the farmers market because I wanted to get some peanut brittle. This lady that I went to church with, um, she has a brittle business, and so I went to the farmers market just to kind of see what was there and to get some peanut brittle so that I could take it to my granny and her sister. So I went there, then I went to pick my brother up. We went to visit with my grandmother, her sister, which is my great aunt, and then her daughter. So my cousins and just yeah, all the things. My extended family, we usually get together on 4th of July, which I thought we were doing this year. But then a couple of days before, my granny called me and told me they were going to Olive Garden for 4th of July. And I don't, where's the burger? Where's the burnt hot dog? You know what I'm saying? I don't want no carbonara, whatever. Anyway, so we decided not to go, but we did want to just go and say hi to them because that was really the main reason why I was coming back home because I hadn't seen my extended family in a while. So, yeah, we went to go see them, and then we went to go see. And when we was there, my cousin always makes us seafood, so she made us seafood bowls before we left. Very good, 10 out of 10. Then we left over there and we went to my aunt and uncle's house on my, I was gonna say on my dad's side. It's not on my dad's side. It's still on my mom's side, but on her dad's side. And we were there for a little bit, and then we came back home. I got on that couch and ate that food. They had ribs, spaghetti, chicken, fish, greens, mac and cheese, peach cobbler. Oof, that was so good. So I stayed in. Really, I seen some fireworks, but I didn't like go watch any fireworks. Um, but yeah, I really wanted to go to the beach, but it was raining, and yeah, it just wasn't the vibe this summer. And then what happened? So that was Saturday. Then Sunday, my brother and I went to breakfast together. Then my mom came back. We hung out a little bit, and then this morning I was at the air on my way to the airport at 4 a.m. so I could get back because I'm now sitting here clocked in for work. So on my way home from the airport, I stopped and got some McDonald's, but I was good. I got oatmeal and a hash brown and a sugar-free iced coffee. So that I could put something on my stomach really quickly as I logged into work and just caught up on all the things since the holiday last week. So yeah, that pretty much wraps up this trip, and I think that I'm gonna wrap up the vlog here as well and start a new one. So I'm pretty sure I didn't do anything extra on my bingo board. Let's see. No, I didn't do anything this week on my bingo board, which is okay. But that means in the next vlog, we are gonna get to some of this stuff. So stay tuned. If you made made it to the end of the vlog, thank you so much for hanging with me. I hope that you had a great holiday. Be sure to let me know in the comment section what you did, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.